Once upon a time there had been a little girl. She had it all. Gold, clothes, a manor, everything. She never wanted a day in her life. She never thought she had to. It all changed a decade ago. The girl's father, Lord Andover, had close ties with the King of Vasselheim. Shortly before this story began, the little girl's father went off to the city of glass to discuss things with the king. He came back a week early, which made the little girl happy, but worried her mother. The two spoke behind closed doors for days on end. And then the king's daughter went missing, and the little girl's life was shattered forever. Once everyone thought the danger had passed, a storm went over Andover, unlike anything that anyone had ever seen. Thunder shook the manor, and the lightning turned day in an instant. This terrified the little girl, so she went to her parents' room. What else would she have done? On the third floor of the manor for comfort. She had opened the door to find the big open doors that led out into the light. Open. She found it strange as she went over to close them, but it didn't stop her from crawling into the warm bed and snuggling between her parents as she fell asleep, letting the storm pass. The next morning she woke, reaching out to shake her father awake as the sun shone on her face. But it was not as it seemed. Her father's throat had been slit, her mother's as well. She was covered in their blood. And that led her to be removed from her home, placed with her nursemaid and her daughter. But this started her downfall. This started her on the road that she lives on now. Assassin, no longer noble. She stayed with the nursemaid until winter struck the land hard. Snow turned the world around her white, ice clinging to the bridge over the river. The next attack happened the early morning after a large snowstorm. She ran, with only the clothing on her back and flimsy shoes upon her feet. She made her way to the bridge, assassins trailing behind her. The next thing she remembers was waking up on the riverbank, several miles away, freezing. When they asked for her name, she revealed it. Leon Andover. Noble. Over the course of the next 9 years, they trained her to be an assassin, silent, deadly. They taught her to use her body to get what she wanted, and turned it into a weapon. And she was good at it. She made her name as the assassin of Vasselheim. No one knew her face. No one knew her age. No one knew anything about her, other than she was a deadly force of nature. She could ask anything that she ever wanted as a price, and no one would turn her down. At the top of her game, at the age of 17, she fell in love with another assassin. Malix, known as the Dustfinger. Not noticeable, but decent, and the two were inseparable, until Leon, now known as Selena Santhedorian, was betrayed, and Malix paid the price with his life. Selena ended up in the castle dungeons and sent to the Andover salt mines as punishment. She was sent to her home as a slave, a death sentence. No one had ever lasted more than a few months, but Selena pulled through for a year, bent but not broken. She was freed by the King of Vasselheim in exchange for being his personal assassin, and then she would be freed after 4 years. Barely 3 months into her contract, she escaped, changed her face, and started over. Free for good. And you may wonder who that girl is, who this Selena may be. Well, she is me.